I'm hoping you've all heard of Pinot Noir. It's a red grape that originates from France and forms the basis of Burgundy, in particular the most expensive wine in the world, Romanée-Conti, from the domain by the same name. But what is it about this grape that gets wine lovers so excited, and the super rich parting with huge sums for a sip of its produce? And can one enjoy a taste of Pinot's extraordinary traits at supermarket prices? Well, I'm Patrick Schmitt, a master of wine and editor-in-chief of the drinks business, and I'm going to try and answer such questions as I take you into the wonderful world of Pinot Noir. In doing so, I'm going to tell you about a remarkable winery, an operation that's found not in the ancient winelands of France, but the extreme viticultural paradise that is Chile. And this winery is called Cono. But what's so special about Pinot Noir? Well, it's a pernickety, thin-skinned grape that, when grown in the right places and handled with great care, can produce wines of delicacy, but a huge array of flavours. The sort of red that's soft and light, with all the appeal of crushed, ripe red berries. The type of wine that, when made with extreme care, can produce something with a combination of freshness and sweetness. The sort of characters found in summer pudding, with its juicy raspberry and crunchy red currants. Plus, for those Pinots that are barrel-aged, there's often a complementary note of vanilla. Think of ice cream with strawberries. And what's special about Connoisseur Pinot Noir? Well, this Chilean wine brand has made Pinot its specialism, producing this grape at a range of quality levels, from the best value examples on the market today to Chile's first super premium offering, an icon Pinot called Osseo. Now, while the top-end Pinot expression from Connoisseur is an impressive example of Chile's potential for greatness with this fragile grape, it's Connoisseur's entry point sample that achieves something considered a holy grail for Pinot, a sub-£10 red that appeals to lovers of the variety. And by that, I mean this wine has the delicacy of Pinot-based reds, along with their juicy red berry fruit, when inexpensive Pinots rarely have both. Sometimes they have the fleshy fruit, but not the brightness, and other times they are gentle, but too thin to be a satisfying drink. Not only has Connoisseur managed to craft a pretty and fleshy Pinot at a low price, but it has also managed to create a pale, refreshing, inexpensive rosé from the variety too, along with a fruity pink fizz. And then, in a further first, it has released a sub-£10 organic Pinot that exhibits the grape's qualities while keeping within the constraints of this form of viticulture. So, what is the secret to these affordable and tasty Pinots? Well, it comes down to Chile's remarkable natural climatic conditions, finding the right site, employing extremely careful vineyard management, with a particular focus on choosing the perfect time to pick, and then ensuring there is gentle handling in the cellar. Oh yes, and also enlisting French winemaking expertise. Since 2001, Connoisseur has employed Burgundy winemaker Martin Prieur from Domaine Jacques Prieur as a consultant to help the Chilean operator perfect its Pinots. Now, as for the starting point for Connoisseur's Pinot journey, that's a plot of Pinot Noir in a place called Chimborongo, which is within Chile's cold Chagua Valley, a region best known for the quality of its Carmenere-based reds. Planted in 1968, this is the oldest planting of Pinot Noir in Chile, and the grape was chosen for this area because, at that time, this was the coolest place for new plantings in the country, and Pinot doesn't like baking conditions. Indeed, it's why today Chilean Pinot Noir tends to come from cooler coastal areas such as Casablanca and San Antonio or Limerí, all of which represent relatively recent viticultural developments, each one a little chillier. But it was the Chimborongo old vine plot, which is now part of Connoisseur's Santa Elisa estate, that became the inspiration for the winery's focus on the grape and its launch in 1999 of the Pinot Project, as it became known. Since then, it's been almost 25 years of trial and error to craft the class-leading Pinots we're about to taste. Much of this is focused on perfecting the vineyard management techniques, but it's also been about cellar-based experimentation too, with Connoisseur even using human feet to crush the grapes for its top Pinot expressions. Why? Well, they're much gentler than machines, ensuring that the resulting wines don't contain any harsh tannins, which come from the seeds and skins of the grape and provide a drying sensation in the mouth. Connoisseur has also moved into new areas for growing Pinot Noir, notably Casablanca, San Antonio and Bio, all of which are cooler than Chimborongo, but don't benefit from the latter region's 40-year-old vine stock. As for the nature of Pinot Noir that Chile produces, in general terms it's a style with plenty of fruit intensity, but a softness too. For Connoisseur's head winemaker, Matias Rios, Chilean Pinot is distinctive and delicious due to its flavours of ripe black cherries, its sweet tannins and its fresh acidity, which ensure that the wine is balanced and there's nothing aggressive about it. So, with that said, let's put Chilean Pinots to the test and get tasting. Firstly, we have Connoisseur's Pink Sparkling, which uses Pinot Noir from the far south of Chile, an area called Bio. Now, let's taste it. Well, you can see it's very pale in colour, beautiful, pretty, pale salmon pink. It's bright, it's fresh, with masses of really ripe strawberry fruit, a little bit of cream, and then a citrusy acidity on the finish to balance it. Delicious. Next we have the Bicicleta Pinot Noir, which is Connoisseur's sub £10 entry point expression, and it's also the best-selling Pinot Noir in the UK. And it's not hard to see why the Brits love this wine. It's light, with lots of fresh fruit, a touch of ripe strawberry, then cranberry on the finish, some fine, dry tannin to help refresh. In short, it's as bright as a white wine with the fruit of a red. And for that reason, it'd be good served chilled too. Next we have the organic Pinot Noir from Connoisseur, which, somewhat remarkably, can still be bought in the UK for sub £10. Using fruit from both Chimborongo and the cooler San Antonio area of Chile, let's taste it. This wine mixes ripe raspberry and black cherry fruit with a touch of dried herb, toast, and well, it's a little bit fuller than the Bicicleta, a bit more tannin, but with the same refreshing nature and light body. Next we have the Reserva Especial, which differs from the other two Pinot Noirs in that this one comes entirely from the region of San Antonio, so it harnesses the intense flavours of Pinot Noir from this part of Chile. Now, in terms of taste, well, it has lots of cherry fruit, fresh plums, a touch of milk chocolate too from the oak used to age the wine. And again, it's another lovely, light, balanced red for a bargain price. This wine also retails for around £10. Following this, and for just a little bit more money, is a Pinot Noir from a single vineyard in San Antonio, Block 21, which is dubbed Viento Mar, meaning ocean wind, after the cooling sea breezes from the nearby Pacific Ocean, which, with its Humboldt Current, brings icy waters from the Antarctic. Now let's taste it. Well, it's clean, bright style, plenty of sweet raspberry fruit, some toast, a little bit of cedar wood, and then a fresh finish with notes of cranberry and sour cherry too. Moving up in price a touch is 20 Barrels, which is dominated by Pinot Noir from Connoisseur's El Triangulo estate, which is the oldest Pinot Noir planting in Casablanca, now more than 30 years old. It's made with great attention to detail, and all the processes are done by hand and feet, from the picking to the crushing of the grapes respectively. Now let's taste it. Well, this is a Pinot with some depth and power, with lots of fleshy, dark cherry, ripe plums, along with the notes of toast, a bit of roasted coffee and chocolate. In short, it's a slightly fuller style of Pinot and still a balanced and delicious drink. Finally, we have Osseo, the top of the range Pinot from Connoisseur, and Chile's first Grand Cru equivalent from the grape. Using mostly fruit from the Triangulo old vine plot in Casablanca, like 20 barrels, it's also complemented by some of the best berries from San Antonio. So, let's taste it. Well, this is certainly an intense, juicy, more concentrated style of Pinot Noir, with fleshy, ripe dark cherry fruit, and following aging in new French oak barrels, their flavours of dark chocolate, tobacco and vanilla too. Importantly, despite all the rich berry fruit, the wine's not heavy, making it refreshing to drink, ensuring it offers that uniquely Pinot appeal of being ripe but still light. So, if you want a red that's loaded with cherries and berries, that's bright but not unripe, then bear in mind the Pinots from Chile. And when it comes to reliable quality and good value, well, you can be sure with Connoisseur.